Hello, it's Classy here back with another Tribes video, and today we're going to be talking about FG and doing some FG gameplay as well. So for FG, levels 1 to 5 should not be very difficult. Level 5 is only 270,000 power, and you don't have a turn limit for these, so it's easier. Now for Master and Master 2, team building is going to become more necessary, as you have a time limit to beat both of the units or do as much damage as possible. So the opponents are going to be Nagato, a URA unit, and Conan, an SRT unit. And for the team, I'm first going to test out this team, which is the standard Nuke-Team. We have Sai for chakra generation, of course. We have Datara for crit buffs, and Kakashi for offensive buffs every turn with his 4th skill. There's a lot of different T units you can use here. I've already mentioned this before. I have other videos about other FGs and an FG guide as well. But basically, make sure to check out the tier lists, which I'll be talking about in future videos, if you want to get a good idea of which units you can use. But there are a lot of good options for the energy cell. Just make sure to have Sai. For Spirit, you want to try to have the 5k initial chakra units here, just because they'll have enough chakra by turn 2, and having jutsus on turn 2 is really important for getting in extra damage for a Nuke-Team. So hence I have all of these 5k initial chakra units. There are definitely going to be better options as well. So make sure to check out the tier lists and such to figure out which units you might be able to replace. And Force, if you have KCM, you have to use him. He's just so good because of his Insujutsu and all of those buffs on turn 1. And Kakashi also with an Insujutsu for a lot of damage on turn 1. And you can use different nuking options or even more support units. So let's just give this a go. I think I've turned animations off just to make it easier in case I get unlucky. It will just be faster when grinding FG. So luckily, I think both of these units aren't really going to buff each other's defense very much. So we have to think about who to attack first and the attack order. Probably going in on Conan first. Make sure to remember skill 2s as well. Some skill 2s are going to be more useful than others. Okay. So very simple turn 1 and turn 2. You don't really need to reset for anything. Just make sure you have your chakra up. Now for Sai, you want to check out his skill 2 because it gives attack for 2 turns to all allies. And the other ones you can keep. Okay. Now Conan should be able to die very soon. So we go for Nagato here. Just remember, we have 2 AoE units. And for here, you just attack with all of your jutsus. Lots of damage. Now we use a co-op attack, hopefully killing off Conan with the jutsus from the first 2, and then using your heavy to finish off Nagato. Yep. There we go. Easy first try. Didn't play Tribes this morning. And I don't even have a 5-star You Are Heavy, but very simple to beat Master 1. I have 600k power, as you saw in the beginning. Master 2 is going to be a different challenge, mainly because their stats are just all increased. But hopefully that gives you guys some good advice on how to finish Master 1. You can still use the same strategy for Master 2, but Nuke-Teams on Master 2 is more difficult because you need more power on your individual units. However, there are other ways you can approach Master 2, which I'll go into. So this was my Master 1 team. Definitely not the most optimal one, just because I don't have all the units. But let's just take a look. You know, you could have used Narukage. You could have used Tobirama. And some other units as well. But there's also a strategy called the tribe strategy, which I've talked about before as well, for FG, where you try to do as much damage as you can to one unit over 4 turns, and then you tribe on the last turn to finish off the other unit in one blow. Now, an important thing to remember about the tribe strategy is that you need to upgrade the units in your tribe because it scales off of their stats. And also, you need to upgrade the tribe itself with coins, and if you can EX or awaken, it will do more damage for you, which is important because you're trying to one-shot. And in the energy cell, you have the support units that can buff up the units in your tribe as well. So right now I have Shikamaru, but this was from the last FG, so I can actually replace him for data right here. I don't really need him to stun anyone because these two opponents don't really boost each other's defense or any other defensive stats, so I don't need to bother with that. And there are just, again, a lot of units you can use for the support unit itself to buff the tribe. You also want to have some nukers, preferably like Kakashi, KCM, because you need to kill the other unit in 4 turns as well. Now, personally, I'm not going to do Master 2 completely because my account has not reached that level yet. And for the tribe strategy, I know people who have beaten Master 2 with it. So in the upcoming days, I'll be dropping a Master 2 video for Flashback Genealogy, and it will showcase some of the other strategies used, like the tribe strategy. And there are 3-man and 2-man tribes. There are a lot of different things you can do in order to increase your chances of beating the stage. So hopefully this video helps you guys out. My upload schedule is probably going to be at reset. Basically, every day or every few days. I'm going to try my best to increase my upload schedule. And thank you guys for watching and supporting the channel.